UFC Fight Night, Dolidze versus Hernandez is going down this Saturday, literally in 2 days. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down each and every fight in this card and give my predictions for who I think is going to win every fight. So let's get right into the video. Starting off with the first fight of the night. Cody Brundage versus Eric Mechanico, okay? I think it's a really good fight to start off the card. I think it could be higher up even because it's a pretty good fight. So starting off with Cody Brundage, very strong wrestling as everyone knows. He is fighting a regional fighter in Eric. Regional fighters, as we've seen in the UFC, have not done that good in the UFC. Usually they can kill it in their regional scene, but then once they get to the higher levels, they don't do as good at all because they're fighting way tougher guys. Cody Brundage has great wrestling, great ground control. Whenever he gets you down, he holds you there. And he also has very, very decent striking. Like, it's not out of this world by any means. Like, when you watch him strike, you're like, okay, he can hold his own a little bit, but he's not going to really go anywhere, like, with that kind of striking. But he's a pretty good overall fighter. But then talking about Eric. Eric is a regional fighter, as I said. He is not going to do that good in this fight. He lost his debut in the UFC, but he is a pretty good, solid striker. Okay, he is a solid striker for being in the regional scene, okay? His boxing is pretty good, too. That's what his main thing is for the striking. His chin's pretty good. He doesn't get dropped that easily. He can take a punch. I'll say that much. But he has absolutely awful grappling. So this fight, I think, will be very fast. I see Cody Brundage taking him down and absolutely mauling him on the ground, and I can see him submitting him very, very fast. I think this fight's going to end like in the first or second round, possibly the first. I think Cody will honestly do all right on the feet against him because Eric is really good in the regional scene with his boxing and striking, but in the UFC, as we saw his debut, he did all right, but he did end up getting dropped. So I'm not really nervous for Cody Brundage at all. Cody has fought harder guys, obviously, than Eric. And I see Cody definitely taking him down and just beating him and possibly submitting him, okay? So that's my prediction for this fight. Moving on to the second fight of the night. Gabriela Fernandez versus Julia Stoliarenko. This fight, I think, will be really good, okay? Starting off with Gabriela, she has very aggressive striking. Always pressuring, constantly throwing very, very aggressively. Great in exchanges, so whenever she gets in an exchange, she will win, especially in this fight against Stoliarenko, she will definitely win. She has great cardio. She maintains her high pace throughout the whole fight, always throwing combos 24/7 till that last bell rings. She will not stop until it does, okay? But the one that she lacks defense and all-around grappling. I would say she lacks her striking defense and also just her grappling defense and also just her offense on grappling. She's not that good of a grappler, and she doesn't have that good of defense. So I think when it stays on the feet, okay, Gabriela is definitely going to win. I can't see Stoliarenko taking her down, but I think that Gabriela will be able to stay on the feet and piece her up. But moving on to Stoliarenko, she's very strong BJJ, which is really unfortunate for this fight because Gabriela isn't that good on the ground. But Stoliarenko definitely has great BJJ, great arm bars, which is what she's known for. A lot of heart, always just taking punishment, bro. She can take it, and she has a ton of heart, and she wants to win. Likely to be outmatched by strong wrestlers, though, and strikers. Weak takedown defense, so she's pretty much just an offensive grappler. Ooh. BJJ, not wrestling. I think so. Stoliarenko doesn't have that good of a record at all, and I see this fight ending pretty fast. I think Gabriela would definitely KO Stoliarenko or TKO her. If it would go to the ground, I don't think that Stoliarenko is that high of a level to be able to finish off Gabriela with an armbar or with a submission. Even though Gabriela is not that good on the ground, she'll be good against her, and she'll be able to get back up if she even gets taken down, and she'll be able to outstrike her like nothing. And I got Gabriela Fernandez winning 100%. Okay, but moving on to the next fight, Uros Medic versus Gilbert Urbina. This fight is gonna be probably one of the best fights in the prelims, okay? I'm really excited for this fight. Medic is a straight-up kickboxer, okay? Aggressive striking, constantly moving forward, throwing whatever the fuck he wants, and they land half the time. He has a lot of accuracy, but he also has a lot of KO power. So if he's able to land one right on Gilbert's chin, it's 99 for Gilbert. He loves to throw down. He's not scared to exchange. He wants to, actually. He doesn't like playing a distance game. He likes to get in there and fucking brawl, like a real fight. Really good cardio, too, so, like, he's always moving and stuff. So it's really surprising that he has such good cardio for as much as he throws. But his grappling is definitely the worst thing he has, obviously. He definitely would be outmaneuvered by a strong grappler, 100%. Luckily, Gilbert isn't that strong of a grappler. He can grapple, not that strong of one, though. If Medic was fighting a really strong wrestler, I'd be worried for him. But Gilbert is very physically strong, definitely stronger than Medic, so he will have the advantage there. He has average striking, definitely not to the level of Medic, so I think Medic will definitely piece him up. And he does have decent takedowns, but lackluster grappling. It depends. Depends on the fight. I've seen him grapple real good, and I've seen him grapple like shit where he can't even defend a takedown, okay? I think that this fight will stay fully on the feet. I can see Gilbert not wanting to go to the ground. I think they're just going to scrap it out. And I got Medic winning 10 times out of 10. In the beginning, I was looking at Gilbert a little. I was thinking, okay, Gilbert's just going to out-wrestle him. I know Medic was getting shit-talked for not having good takedown defense. I think he has pretty good takedown defense. It's very underrated. And I think he'll be fine. And he's good at keeping that distance if he needs to. So that's why I have Euros Medic winning 100%. Moving on to the next fight. Jocelyn Edwards versus Priscilla Cachoeira, okay? This fight is the best girls fight of the night, okay? Even better than the main card, in my opinion. Jocelyn has... So they're both, like... I've heard people say they both should be cut, okay? I've heard that a lot, but I don't agree with that. They're both decently good, okay? Jocelyn is very long, okay? She is very physically strong. She's very big for her weight class against the girl she's fighting, especially her height. Very solid striking. Her boxing especially is very good. Her knees are really good. Her head kicks are really good too. I've seen her knock a couple girls out with her head kicks. And when she was in the regional scene, I saw her knock out a couple people with body kicks too. Her chin is really good too. She can get clocked like a bitch, but she keeps fucking moving forward. It's crazy, guys. But she has very poor grappling. Able to be overpowered by grapple-heavy opponents. If she goes against a grapple-heavy opponent, she will definitely struggle, but I'm not concerned about Priscilla doing that to her. Moving on to Priscilla, though. Priscilla's very tough. Her toughness, she looks like a man when she fights, bro. She's always moving forward. Her overall toughness is a strength of hers. She's very aggressive. She has a very aggressive striking style. Will be outmatched by technical strikers, though. So that's where the separation is in this fight. Jocelyn is definitely more of a technical striker than Priscilla is. She will definitely piece Priscilla up on the feet. And then she has very below average grappling, specifically wrestling. So that's why I'm not concerned about Jocelyn getting taken down, because she does struggle with her takedown defense. Priscilla won't take her down because she has very bad wrestling overall and very bad takedown. So she won't be going for that takedown. It'll be fully on the feet, and that's why I have Jocelyn winning, because whenever I've seen Priscilla fight technical strikers, she loses, and that is Jocelyn exactly. So that's exactly what she's going to do, is outstrike her. Even though Priscilla's way more aggressive, aggressiveness doesn't mean everything, okay? So that's why I got Jocelyn Edwards winning 100%, okay? Moving on to the next fight, which is the fight I'm really fucking excited for. Elijah Smith versus Toshiomi Kazama. This fight will be very one-sided in my opinion, okay? Elijah Smith is up and coming. I could see him being a future contender. Like, he will be a tough guy in the future. He already is. Elijah Smith has elite wrestling, especially his takedowns. He was a All-American wrestler before the UFC. Great wrestler. He's just an overall tough guy. Great all-around grappling. Obviously, his jiu-jitsu is pretty good. That's where the difference is in this fight. Smith has a lot better wrestling than Kazama does. And then obviously he has average striking, especially for a wrestler. He lacks in the striking department, but he still can throw down to be able to get that takedown. He's very calm on the feet. I'm not really worried about it. I think he'll do good on the feet against Kazama. But Elijah Smith, what he does is he likes to set up his takedowns with shots before that, and that's what he'll do, and that's where he'll dominate him, okay? But moving on to Kazama, he's a very sloppy overall fighter. He's not that good, in my opinion. I think that Elijah should be fighting someone a lot harder. He's aggressive. He's very powerful strikes, but that doesn't mean everything. He's not really accurate when he throws. He has decent takedown defense, but against Elijah, I think it'll lack because Elijah's a very good wrestler. Struggles against strong grapplers, though, and that's really fucking unfortunate for him because Elijah's literally like an insanely strong grappler. So that's where he's going to struggle. I see it happening. And then he's also just vulnerable. Bad striking defense. So I could honestly see Elijah Smith outstriking him. I really do, because he's really calm. He reads stuff. He's smart. Okay? Kazama just goes out there and fucking throws. But Elijah, you can tell, is watching, studying him while he's fighting. I think Elijah can definitely beat him on the feet and on the ground, especially on the ground. And I think that Elijah will definitely piece him up. He won't even need to take him down, but if it comes to where he needs to take him down, he'll absolutely maul him, and I think he could submit him or ground and pound him to get the finish, okay? But moving on to the next fight of the night, Julius Walker versus Rafael Siriquera, okay? This fight will be all right, I think. Julius Walker has very solid striking, as everyone knows. He's a very athletic guy. He has very powerful hands. Very underrated power, to be honest. Julius has fucking bombs behind his punches. And the biggest thing is his reach. He's really good at using the range whenever he needs it, okay? If he needs the range against Rafael, which I think he would rather get in, to be honest. But if he does need the range, which is where he's pretty good at, he'll be able to keep that range perfectly because that's what he specializes in. But talking about Rafael then, Rafael has really good BJJ, elite grappling. One crazy thing about Rafael is he has the ability to transition and submit someone from any position. It's crazy. Like, I've seen him in certain fights before the UFC even, and he is able to get in any position and submit someone from literally anywhere, and it's crazy. He's elite jiu-jitsu guy. It's insane. And then overall, he's just bad at striking. Terrible defense on the feet. That's where he's really going to struggle. That's where I see this fight being separated. I can't see Rafael taking Julius Walker down. Julius doesn't have the best takedown defense, but he has it good enough where he'll be able to stop Rafael from taking him down, because Rafael's not a wrestler, he's a jiu-jitsu guy. So he won't be able to take him down that easily, and Julius will stay at the distance the whole time and just piece up Rafael and get the W, possibly go to decision. Okay, moving on to the next fight of the night. Eric Anders versus Christian Leroy Duncan. This fight will be really, really good, okay? Eric Anders has very explosive takedowns and ground control, okay? Whenever he gets you, he's able to keep you down there and hold you there. He's a pretty sloppy striker, though. Less of a technical striker and more relying on his power, and he's very predictable. So that's where I think the separation in this fight will be, is he's very predictable. He has a lot of power, but he has not a lot of technique. He does have a strong chin, though, so that's where it could hold up if he gets socked real good. But I think that Christian could put him away for sure. Christian has very dynamic striking, variety of attacks. He's able to attack from every angle, using a ton of different combos that are not readable. Very unpredictable. He uses his range real well, and that's where I think he'll be able to do good. I think Christian will use his range really well, so he can't take him down, and so he can piece him up on the feet. He overextends on strikes, though, which leaves him openings for counters. I don't think there'll be a ton of counters in this fight because Eric's not a good counter puncher. But if he was fighting a guy that's a good counter puncher, there'd be problems for him. But in this fight, I can't really see him having problems with that. I think Christian Duncan will definitely put a beating on him. I think that this will be a pretty close fight, but on the feet, he definitely will put a beating on him. Eric, if he would take him down, I think that he wouldn't be able to hold him there. Christian would be able to get up and will be able to use that range again and beat him on the feet. And that's why I have Christian Leroy Duncan winning. I think that Christian has elite striking compared to Eric, and I think that it'll showcase that in the fight this Saturday. Moving on to the next fight, Miles Johns versus John Matsumoto. Okay, this fight will be good, but I think many people will disagree on who I think is going to win, okay? I hear a lot of people saying Matsumoto is going to win. I totally disagree, okay? I've watched a lot of his fights. He doesn't do a lot, okay? He doesn't throw a lot during the fight. I think that he's very just running around the whole time. I feel like he doesn't throw enough, and he doesn't get enough points to be able to win a decision even. Miles has strong wrestling. He has the ability to control He has very heavy hands. Believe it or not, he has really fucking good boxing. Even though he's a wrestler, he's a really good wrestler, but really good box too, really good head movement. Very poor submission defense though. That's the unfortunate thing because John is pretty good on the ground, like to a certain degree. But Miles isn't no pushover too though because he's a really good wrestler. The one thing about him though is he struggles to get into the pocket with taller guys because guys that have reach. He's hard to use his head movement to get in. He uses head movement really well to not get hit, but he struggles to get in. But with this fight, they're both stocky, shorter guys. I don't think he'll struggle with that as much, and that won't be as much of an issue. But Matsumoto, very good judo throws. He's a judo champion. Very good judo throws. Strong grappling skills. His ground and pound's fucking brutal. I haven't really seen him use it that much, but when he has using it, it's really good. When he has used it, it's really good. He lacks overall striking, which is where Miles will definitely piece him up. I think Miles will definitely outstrike him a ton and will definitely beat him on the feet. Especially his Matsumoto's defense is really bad. With Miles' power, if one good shot lands, Matsumoto will go to sleep. He won't eat that. On the ground, I think that Matsumoto will have better BJJ, obviously, and we'll be able to take him down, but I think that there's a possibility that Miles could definitely take him down too. So, Miles has the advantage. They're both good at grappling, but Miles is way better at striking, in my opinion. I get that he has the, I give Matsumoto as the younger age over him, but that don't really mean everything, because Michael Johnson beat Daniel, guys. Like, it's not like shit happens, you know what I mean? But Miles is definitely going to win, 100%. I see him. Honestly, I could see him taking him down, but I think that it would be more likely on the feet where it's going to happen. I think Matsumoto's going to want to take it to the ground, but it won't be able to last on the ground. But moving on to the next fight of the night. The fight that I'm honestly probably most excited for. Andre Filet versus Christian Rodriguez, okay? Christian Rodriguez is an absolute fucking beast, I want to start off by saying, okay? Trains at Ruvasport, Milwaukee. Great gym. Want to shout that out, okay? Right off the bat. But Andre Filet, he's a great fighter. He's very well-rounded, has very well-rounded skill set. He's above average at basically everything, okay? Like, because he's obviously a UFC fighter, he has to be pretty good. He's not, like, perfect at one thing, though. He's above average at, like, pretty much everything. He can hang anywhere, basically. He has good cardio, holds the high pace throughout the fight, which is really good. But he gets drawn into brawls. And with C-Rod, that's not good. Because C-Rod has a good chin. He has a killer instinct. He's able to drop him if he really wants. He's a good fighter. Which leads to mistakes for Andre. Which I can't see being good for this fight. He has very bad defensive wrestling. Luckily, C-Rod's not much of an offensive wrestler where he shoots for takedowns. He goes more for trips. But C-Rod could take him down if he really wanted to. Andre definitely won't have to worry about the wrestling part of the fight at all, I don't think. But C-Rod, very aggressive striking skills. I think C-Rod's overall just more mean. He wants to shit more. He's hungry. I think he's going to absolutely maul Andre Filet. His trips and takedowns are really good. Believe it or not, he has shot takedowns. It's not likely, but when he does usually get them down. And his trips are fucking phenomenal. Obviously, he trains at Duke Rufus. Obviously, he's a champion. He learns from the best. So I think that if they get in the clinch, Christian obviously definitely has the advantage there. He's really good in the clinch. He has a strong submission game. I think that if he gets Andre to the ground, Andre's not as good at submission defense as Christian is at submissions offense, okay? So Christian will definitely beat him there. He has that killer instinct, like I said. He wants to fucking win. He wants to beat you up. He doesn't just want to win. He wants to beat you up, and that's how it is. That's how he thinks. He does lack wrestling defense, though. Struggles against opponents with heavy top control. He fought Austin Bashi, guys. He was fine. He fucking mauled him. He's not going to struggle with Andre Filet, okay? Andre doesn't have strong wrestling. He'll be fine. He's not going to be shooting many shots, I can't see. I see this being more of a BJJ match or a striking match. I see more of a striking match, and I see Christian winning by basically anything he wants. I could see him submitting him. I could see him TKOing him. I could see him winning by decision. I could see him winning any way, guys. I really do. Christian Rodriguez will definitely be next up. I think they need to give him harder opponents because he's a beast. We'll move on to the next fight of the night. Asmin Lucindo versus Angela Hill, okay? Asmin Lucindo is definitely going to win, okay? She has very aggressive striking. She's a pressure fighter, always walking forward, throwing from every angle. She's a strong grappler. So she's pretty much strong everywhere, guys. Specifically submission attempts. Her submission attempts, always throwing them up. She locks them up really good, too. I mean, she has really good submissions. But she does lack striking defense. I don't think that she's going to have to worry too much about that with Hill. Hill does throw a lot of volume, so she will have to cover up and definitely have better defense than she usually does. But she does struggle against strong wrestlers too, which Angela's not that. So the wrestling part she definitely won't have to struggle with. This would definitely be a striking match unless Hill makes it hard for Asmin where she has to take her down, which she easily could. You know, I take that back. She couldn't easily take her down. Because Angela does have very good takedown defense. I mean, I've seen in her fights, she has very good takedown defense. The one thing about her, though, is her takedown defense is good, but her ground game's not good. So, her grappling overall isn't that good. So if it does get to the ground where she's able to, trip her, just get her back, I think that Lucindo is definitely having the advantage there, and she could finish her on the ground. But I think this is going to be mainly a striking match where they're just going to go back and forth. I got Lucindo winning no matter what, even if it is striking. She's a very aggressive striker. 100% I see her winning this fight, okay? Moving on to the co-main event. Steve Erceg versus Ode Osborne. This fight will be an absolute war. I'm so excited for this fight, guys. Steve Erceg, as everyone knows, is a very well-rounded fighter. Very solid striking and grappling. He went all 5 rounds with Alexandre Pantoja, Brandon Moreno. He did get dropped by Kai Kara-France. Kai Kara-France has a lot of fucking power, though. I know Osborne has a lot of power, too, but you can't compare Osborne to Kai Kara-France, okay? And you can also say Steve Erceg did a lot better against fucking Pantoja than Kai Kara-France did. So, just saying that. He does have great fight IQ and adapts well during his fights. So if he gets in a situation where he's not comfortable with, he will adapt to it and he'll win. I mean, that's what he always does. That's what he's known for. He's a beast. He definitely has. He struggles with opponents that have superior strength. In Osborne, I see him definitely having superior strength, but I don't think it'll be much of a grappling match in the clinch in the fight. So I'm not really worried about that. And he does have a questionable chin. He can take a punch. I remember watching him with Pantoja. He fucking took a bomb from Pantoja, but then he fought Kai Kara-France, who does hit a lot harder, kind of like Osborne, and he got dropped. So we'll have to see how he is this fight. He is on a 3-fight losing streak, unfortunately. He kind of needs doing this to save his career. But I definitely have Erceg winning this. Osborne has very explosive striking and athleticism. He's very athletic. He has really good knees on top of that. He has KO power. One of the only guys to have KO power at that little of a weight is fucking impressive. And he also, one thing is he just lacks ground game. He struggles against opponents with strong grappling. In Erceg does have pretty strong grappling. He does have better striking, I would say, but he's a very well-rounded fighter where he's able to fight anywhere. So I think he definitely could out-grapple Osborne and beat Osborne on the ground. But I definitely see Erceg finishing Osborne. I think he could beat him on the feet for sure. You know what? I take that back. I see it ending in decision, giving it to Erceg. I think if Erceg loses, his career is basically over. I think it's really unfortunate. A 4-5 lose streak is rough, especially this early in someone's career. But I definitely see Steve Erceg winning. I don't think he'll lose that guy. It's not even in the top 15 rankings, but he'll definitely win, guys. 100%. Moving on to the main event of the night. Roman Dolidze versus Anthony Hernandez. This fight will be an absolute war, okay? Anthony Hernandez is definitely getting a W, though, okay? Roman does have strong grappling, very good wrestling. He's a Georgian, so that's an issue itself. He has powerful overall ground game, solid submissions. He's very good at BJJ. He's very good on the ground overall. He's very physically strong, too, as of all the Georgians. They all are. But all around poor striking, especially his defense. His striking is not good at all. And he's lacking on the cardio. And that's where I think this fight's going to be a separation. Anthony has aggressive wrestling, brutal ground and pound. If he is able to get you to the ground, he will smash your face in. And he does have good wrestling, really good wrestling. He has great cardio. compared to fucking Roman. So that's it for him right there. And then on top of that, he has really good striking. Okay. He makes great adjustments. His boxing especially is really good. He's able to make adjustments kind of like Usyk in a fight. If he gets stunned, he knows how to make that adjustment to win the fight. He is lacking on all-around defense, so I would say that his striking defense isn't that good, and also his grappling defense isn't that good. So I think that if Roman does get him in a situation where he could submit him, there could be issues. But I think that Anthony is a good enough grappler and wrestler where he won't get in those positions. I'm not even going to cap. I did say Roman was going to win originally when I was predicting these fights. Like, I didn't post a video about it, but I was like picking, and I did say I did think Roman was going to win. But after long consideration, I do think Hernandez will come out with the W. I think he'll definitely outstrike him. The one thing about him, though, is he's very inconsistent on his decision-making. You never really know. It depends on the fight. Sometimes he's really good at it. Sometimes he's really bad at it. So hopefully this night he's really good at it. Roman, definitely, I had winning. And I think he could put Anthony in bad positions on the ground, like with the jiu-jitsu. But I think that Anthony will be able to keep it on the feet to be able to piece him up and win. I think it'll be a really interesting fight. I think that Anthony Hernandez is a fucking dog, and I think they both are dogs. But I think Anthony will definitely be able to compete with a lot of the upper guys in his weight class. I think that he'll be able to do really good in the weight class, and I'm really excited to see how his future in his career is, okay? That is it for this video, guys. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I know this video was a little longer, but I had to give my opinion on each fight, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please comment video ideas down below in the comments. Like I always say, I got you guys with that, okay? Road to 200, guys. Already at 100, I think 43 last time I checked. It's going really well, and I'm so blessed to have all you. I love all you very much. Please have a blessed night, and again, thank you for watching.